So I know this girl. Kind of girl always did what was right. Never got in a fight. Always stayed in the light. Like we're talking, always ate her vegetables, recycled, smiled a lot, never hit her brother kind of girl. You got an image in your head? Which is why I was so surprised when I heard what she had done. Not married, not even dating, and so stinking young. I had to find out for myself if the rumors were true. So I went up to her and said, as calmly as I knew, not wanting to accuse, so I heard you're pregnant. Congrats. That's real exciting news. But see, here's the thing that's leaving me a little bit confused, because the Joe guy that you were talking with the other day, I heard through some friends that he's the one who's the father. Is that true? It's just that I remember last week you were saying, and then the other day I heard you explaining about how sex is for marriage and that's what we were made for. You know what she told me? That girl had the nerve to tell me that they didn't even have sex. Psh. So in my head I was like, shoot, we all heard the stories of the birds and the bees, and we know that there are needs that need to be met, you know what I'm saying? For a situation like this occurs, people don't just appear. Anyway, obviously I had no choice but to respond with, listen, lady, I'm hearing what you're saying but not believing what you're praying, because this image you're portraying seems a bit too backward. You've been walking around this whole time like you're holier than thou, but the things I'm hearing now are matching up with the how, and now you're looking at me, eyes heavy like they're ready and about to pour out, and I'm just trying to figure out what this is all about for real. How could this be? But that's when she started spitting these words back at me. She said, honey, look at my eyes. They don't tell lies, they try to disguise what lies behind the real truth here. Ever since this child that I bear became life inside me, everyone thinks they know the whole story. They think they know what I'm about. They think they have a right to freak out, not just strangers, but those I consider my family. Those who are supposed to know me, supposed to support me, supposed to not abandon me. Before they know what they're saying, they're already thinking the worst, as if all my good deeds and praying was completely rehearsed. How would you react? If your family and friends, knowing only odds and ends, are trying to cleanse you of something you didn't even do. And that's not to mention the frustration my own nation telling me we're getting a bit of a translation of location as we pick up and move and end up in a barn. So let's recap. Everyone thinks I'm a fake. My town is pretty much shunning me. I have to give birth in a barn, and then I mentioned this little thing about how the leader of our nation is going to try and kill my child. When he can't find me, he's going to get angry and kill off every baby boy under the age of 2. And you thought middle school was hard. Try giving birth in a barn with a donkey breathing down your neck and hay sticking up your butt. TMI? I thought so too, so that's about when I cut off her flow. Well, I tried to, but she really wanted me to know about this person all aglow telling me about this baby. Which reminded me of this time when my cousin was real young and he got all wrapped up in Christmas lights and he couldn't get unstuck, and he freaked out even more when his brother plugged him into the wall. I mean, I just think you need to let go with this whole angel idea. I mean, angel? For real? Everybody already thinks you're full of it, now they're going to think you're crazy. I'm already thinking that your head got hit, making this a bit hazy. But that's not even the crazy part. Then she looked at me and said, word for word, this child that I bear within myself is a child unlike anyone else. He has come to set the captive free. He has come to make the blind man see. He has come to let the darkness flee. He has come for you. He has come for me. He will do all this and more by dying on a tree. He will be born into a difficult situation so he may stay strong against any filtration, against starvation, degradation, every form of temptation, from beginning to end through all duration. But for you and for me, he is our salvation. So I will stay strong in my son, king over every fallen nation. So at that point, I looked at her, smiled, nodded, and walked away. There was some speech I had to say. What did I learn that day? That lady is crazier than I thought.